Hi, I'm Ramaa and I welcome you to my YouTube channel, Raise Your Vibe with Ramaa. For over 25 years now, I have been sharing wisdom teachings and creating meditations from out of those wisdom teachings. I believe that meditation, regular meditation, and especially meditations that are created from out of different techniques and teachings, are very powerful tools that help us to reframe our life from the inside out and to express ourselves differently in the world and move forward in a way that's more powerful. Meditation really is a time when we can, unplug from our usual internal narratives and conversations and plug into some different consciousness or teaching or awareness or a state of being that gives us a respite from the old but also renews and helps us to return to our life in a more intentional manner. Of the many meditations that I have created and practiced and shared over the years, the violet flame is among my favorites. The violet flame meditation came into my life more recently, I would say in the past 15 years. And at first I had heard about it from a friend, but I had not paid attention. Then one day when I was practicing another form of meditation, it felt like my guides were reaching out and telling me to start looking into the violet flame meditation. So I looked it up and I came across, first of all, this book. This book is the Violet Flame Meditation, a little book by Elizabeth Clare Prophet. And this book helped me to understand the meditation better. Basically, Elizabeth Clare Prophet, she talks about how the meditation was initially channeled by Saint Germain, and then she gives certain steps that help us to enter into the meditation practice and then to actually practice the meditation itself. What I found to be very powerful as I continue to unfold and practice it and adapt it to the other teachings, I began to understand why it's so powerful. The violet flame basically combines many different techniques and teachings into one frame. First of all, let us talk about the flame, fire. Now, the fire has been a powerful symbol of transformation, and fire worship has been at the heart of many faith traditions in the world. Fire transforms. We look at, fire burning out that which is not needed anymore. Fire is known to be a purifier and purifier. And fire is also something that, the ancient Hindus, for example, they believed that the fire was a very powerful element because it was the only one that defied gravity. Think about it. When you pour a cup of water, it goes down. You throw anything, it falls down. But if you light a fire on the ground, the flames move upward. And so it was believed that fire is a very powerful tool for raising our vibe. That said, fire is not always a good thing. Think about burning in the fires of resentment or shame. That's not a good fire. And anger can be a fire that destroys. So when we look at what this practice does is it combines this wisdom of the fire with the color violet. Now the color violet is supposed to be, if you look at the Roy G. Biv, the spectrum of colors, red being the more earthy one, and violet being at the top of the spectrum, it is the most spiritual of the colors. So we use all colors. I think there's a whole branch of study called chromotherapy, but that basically studies the use of colors upon the mind and how to transform it. And I'm hoping to, over time make more videos talking about colors, talking about different elements and combining them. So stay tuned. And if you haven't signed up, please do sign up and subscribe to this channel so you can continue to benefit from the wisdom nuggets I plan to share. But back to this idea that the violet flame basically combines the color violet with the element of transformation, which is the fire. Now, the violet flame basically helps to return what we have already materialized on the earthly plane. It transforms matter to energy. So what does that mean? It helps to deconstruct what has already been constructed and releasing that energy so that we can now do something else. So the violet flame meditation, as I began to practice it and study it and reflect on it, I began to understand that it is a very transformative practice. That means it helps to transmute what has already. So when we think about what is already there in us, there may be feelings and the energy of despondency, there may be anger, there may be judgment. Now, instead of believing all of these energies, if we can step aside and see that these are energies that we have entertained, we have chosen to entertain, but we need not do that anymore, but we are still stuck with it. It's like, I have all these investments I have made. I don't really like these investments. What do? Well, we'll have to sell those investments, get the cash and reinvest it differently. This process, if you look at it internally, the energies that we already have, they need to be transmuted. And the violet flame meditation does that. It helps to bring that which has already manifested as emotion, as opinion, as judgment in us. It transmutes it into something that is more freeing, so that now, with the violet flame energy freeing us from the grip of anger, from the grip of judgment, from the grip of despondency, having freed us from these emotions, these patterns, we are now invited to move forward intentionally. So basically, the violet flame is one that helps to transmute our karmic baggage. The patterns that we might have been loyal to and repeating for years and continuing to propagate the same energies inside of us and manifest the same realities outside of us. And so when we are going to commit to transformation, it is a good idea to do 21 days of any practice. It could be 21 days of meditation, changing food patterns. Whenever we are about to change something, it's always advised to mark off 21 days on the calendar and do it consecutively. And as we do our violet flame meditations consecutively, over a 21-day period, there is a shift. And very often those shifts in my practice of the violet flame meditation, I have done it so many times. Sometimes I have done 21 days, sometimes I've done 40 days. Once I even did 100 days of violet flame meditation. And what I found was that many of the manifestations, relationships, they would disintegrate or something would not work out, and I would realize this is happening because I'm being given an opportunity to reframe it, to revisit it, and to reinvest in my life in a different way. The steps towards this practice have been given very clearly by Elizabeth Clare Prophet in this book. And in this meditation book, she talks about how we have to start by, first of all, creating a tube of light, a circle of light that will help to contain the transformation. It's just like when you are, renovating a shop or things like that, people put this white screen and they say, come back later. And behind the screen, all these changes are happening. So in the same way, she says that we should start the violet flame meditation by creating a ring of protection so that our transformation is contained, it is protected and preserved. And then after we do that, and we will do it every time we start our meditation, and then we invite our guides, masters, our ancestors to, help us. And as we ask them to be present and we invoke their blessings, we get back into, saying, I am ready to transform, I am ready to change so that I can have an empowered future. And using that, those steps, starting with the protection, then the invocation to the ancestors, and then stating the intention, and then finally she gives us a line, an affirmation. She gives many prayers that she calls decrees. And the simplest decree may be, I am a being of violet fire, I am the purity God desires. In fact, that is her basic decree. I am a being of violet fire, I am the purity God desires. And so she invites us to sit with that decree, repeating it over and over again, allowing those decrees to move through us, allowing the words, allowing the intention, allowing the energy through the process of visualization and meditation. And as we do this, to allow and open ourselves to open our records of the past, our present, and all the thoughts we have about the future. We may have a dread about the future, we may be worried about the future. To allow the violet flame to transmute past, present, and future, thereby taking us into a completely different vibratory level from where we can start over at the end of our meditation. And then, of course, we take the violet flame, or we invoke the violet flame to expand and transform not just our lives, but the lives of all those near and far and the entire planet, changing, healing the wounds from the personal to the collective, and invoking the violet flame to make shifts in the entire planetary vibration and raising the vibe of the entire planet. So this is the violet flame meditation, and I look forward to creating more videos about this, and keep looking out for some meditations. We will be doing these in our classes, in our sessions. You can go to our website and sign up. And I will also be posting more videos on this, and we will continue to work with this powerful tool to transmute the energies that have manifested the difficult situations in our life, so that we can then create a new reality, a new energy pattern, and manifest new opportunities, new realities. So thank you for watching this, and I hope to see you again in another one.